talking about the leverage that you have in your ecosystem, and then the trust and transparency you need with your suppliers, how critical it is to have trust and transparency with your partners to get the highest visibility. And second question is it guaranteed that if you have a trust and transparency and if you're integrated, then the visibility also is guaranteed to some extent?
Difficult question, but yeah, it's the requirement of the times. For me, it's a two-way street. So if I am providing the visibility of my plans to all the third parties, saying, "Ki, okay, overall for this product, this is the total delivery that we need to do," they too need to provide full visibility of the stock available at their units. So it's a two-way street. Second element is when you've already signed on with the partner, then there is no thinking about how much to share, what to share. It's agreed. You are a partner. It's a same team. When you are on the same team, then you don't need to think twice. And as verbalized earlier as well, all the partners that we have in the ecosystem have been with us for quite some time. So we also credit the growth to them. They've equally enabled our ecosystem to deliver to the consumers, and more so during COVID times. And those were the times where your partners kind of showed that they are equally feeling the pain and are equally taking up the responsibility to deliver. If they are doing that, it is our job to share as much data in a very transparent manner at the right time with them so that they are able to deliver better. If the partner is making a certain product and we don't pick it up and send it ahead to the consumer to sell it off, it doesn't look good. It doesn't provide the right level of respect to the effort that they've put in. Hence, for me, trust and transparency are the pillars on which you do business. Uh, and the name of my company is sufficient enough to say that. So I'll leave it there.
Thank you. Thank you. So, there are two technology questions. And Vaibhav, let's talk about these two questions for you. One is from Mr. Vikas Bhaskar. Thank you very much, Vikasji. The question is how 5G technology is going to be a game changer, right? And we know the 5G technology is indeed going to be a game changer. And then there is another question about technology which came about Mr. Pawan Tejani. Do we expect the ultra wideband technology become mainstream as we move forward? So, one answer for the two questions, Vaibhav. Over to you.
Okay, I don't know what a ultra wideband technology is, so I'm not able to take that one. But I'll take the first question. Um, so we had two questions in that one question only. One is how 5G is gonna impact the overall scenario, and what are the other upcoming 5 technologies that we should be aware of in terms of the supply chain visibility. So I guess 5G technology would definitely be a game changer because it provides far more seamless exchange of data. And when we're talking about visibility, we're talking about large amount of data being transferred from IoTs to cloud, from cloud to systems, so from systems to AI ML. So a lot of data transfer, seamless data transfer needs to happen. And with the internet speed getting better and better, this exchange of data would be seamless. Just now we saw that one of my panel members' screen got frozen. Probably that would not happen if we were on 5G technology. So that is also exchange of data, right? So all this with the betterment of exchange of data, what probably will happen is that the, the the visibility will be seamless. It would be right on time. Immediate visibility will be given, and decisions will be taken much more faster. Apart from this, what also will happen? The IoTs will keep on developing themselves, and it would be very very cheap. The IoTs will also come on paper use basis. So you don't have to buy technology in terms of IoT. A lot of IoTs are right now also on paper use, but it will be more and more increasingly available. Manufacturing, your customer demand sensing, everything will move to these IoTs. Your smart watches will become cheaper, way of life. So everything of you will get tracked. Every action of you will get tracked. You will be mapped. You will become a product. And I'm a strong believer that after some time we will become the product. The product would no longer be the IoTs. We will be the product that the companies will be consuming. Apart from that, the cloud thing will become very, very potent after 5G, because everything will then go to cloud. More and more cloud servers will be needed. They will be generating a lot of heat, a lot of environmental this thing concerns will start coming in. You have blockchains which will authenticize the data.
Yeah.
Only the right data will flow through across the visibility. There will be no challenges on the data. Everyone know that the data that we are getting is correct. Then you would have big data. Your big database will become bigger and bigger. So you will have technologies that will be able to handle all this big data. Then you would have machine learning, artificial intelligence, who will take decisions on this data. Then apart
Sure.
from that, you will have a lot of middleware who will stitch all this around and make it a solution, and will be able to provide to the customers, to the people who want to use it together. It will all stitch down into one product, and will be able to provide you. So that is how that technology, I guess, is developing and will keep on developing on this phase only.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vaibhav. Such a lovely answer. Let me go back to Mr. Pawan Tejani. And thank you so much, Pawanji, for asking a question. Technology is always fantastic, and we love to know something more about technology. And ultra wideband is, from my little knowledge that I have, it's a broadband technology. It's a radio-based communication middleware software technology used for very short range in an enclosed environment, and a very stable. It requires a very stable transmission of data. So you cannot use it in an open environment on the roads, or in yards and warehouses, right? It is about transmission speed and reliability, especially when you're using it for applications which are life saving, which are for monotonous vehicles and everything, right? It is more of an indoor localization of moving assets into a complex and a space sensitive kind of an environment. So can we use it across India, pan across, for logistics and transportation of cold chain and vaccines? I do not think that will be the end solution, because given the limitation on the space and the data management over longer distances. Thank you very much, nevertheless, for asking questions. We love questions. Keep them coming, please. Thanks a lot. And thanks, Pankaj, for taking us through on that part. Let's bring again Pramod, more from a technology questions to on the ground, and talk about Arvind Fashions has a fantastic control tower. I remember having seen with one of my contacts earlier, and they use it for a lot of purposes. But let's talk about visibility for transport and logistics, which falls under your area. Can you explain how well integrated it is and how it has helped the organization?
I think, earlier also co-panelists have talked about, and some of the questions have been also that, your data resides in TMS, WMS, SAP, and so on and so forth. And when you, in our case especially, since the reverse logistics are also very important, because what you send to store, some of them get sold, some of this has to come back. Then you make it available to the online players. You will have to give them visibility of the products that are likely to become available even before they actually become available, so that when, let's say, the stocks are lying in the store, but you want to sort of decide what to pull back, that
Yeah.
pullback you will do on the basis of stocks that are chosen by the online partners. Some of this you may pull back only after they choose. Some of this you may like to pull back proactively based on certain, and therefore when they are in transit, they may lose visibility. So therefore, and then so one is that entire matter of stock planning. Then there is a matter of POD tracking. Then there is a matter of making sure that your entire set of vendor partners, whether it is warehouse partners or it is transport partners, all of them are held accountable to their SLAs, so on and so forth. So therefore, all of these things, when you try to integrate all of them, integrating so many systems together becomes very, very difficult and technologically extremely challenging. So what we have done, and we sort of implemented Intugine solution around 2 years back, and then over a period of time with with Intugine solution as one of the backbones. And apart from that, we have Xstore and SAP, etc. Anyways, so working with Harshit and his team, we have been able to develop something called a transport control tower, or which is now becoming more of a logistics control tower, which gives a visibility of inventories across a disparate set of systems. It enables us to even do revenue recognition because when we do like especially let's say with the online partners and the large distribution chains, you can send the stocks, but depending on their availability of space in the distribution centers, they give appointments, and therefore there are at any point in time there are stocks that are lying in the front end, in the in the forward distribution chain, etc. So you need visibility of being able to understand what has been delivered so that you are able to do your revenue recognition. So we have been using the transport tower for JIT reduction, for monitoring of aging stocks. We have been even using it for shelf availability planning in the retail stores, digital POD, mapping. So therefore, it enables reconciliation of JIT and also holding the transporters accountable, and also revenue recognition. And since there is a very high level of automation we have been able to do with all of these things, so obviously it has an improvement on the productivity also. Therefore, it's been enormous amount of work that has been done over a period of time. I had to really provide a lot of personal sponsorship within the organization. I
Yes.
had to work on internal problem solving, explaining the case of change to various people, etc. And sometimes even having tough conversations as needed. So, but we pretty much love the final outcome that we have been able to implement over a period of time. So multiple benefits of implementing the transport tower or the logistics tower, logistics control tower, as I would call it.
Excellent, Pramod, and such a nice example. And good to see a CFO praising a supply chain event. Naturally, you also own supply chain, but in a finance person talking about benefits really coming out of an initiative.
So
So
it gives
let's,
me it gives me it gives me higher throughput. It reduces my obsolescence. It improves my JIT. Therefore, improves my inventory turn. So therefore, I am looking at it purely from, let's say, the financial metrics that I would like to look.